Look at Jaime Jaquez, man. Pull up from three. Bang! Jaime Jaquez Jr. You gonna challenge that late Will Hardy? That's what you gonna do? Well, Jaime's gonna come right back at you and put the dagger right in you. That's why they call him Juan Wick, because that boy got the strap. Shout out Jaime Jaquez, man. Yo, listen, had his first career triple-double a couple days ago versus Sacramento Kings, then missed 2 free throws in overtime. We don't care about that. Don't care. Nope. Because today, he hit both his free throws late and just had another monster performance as he's finally getting the opportunity that he deserves. And is showing y'all why he is Jimmy Butler light. Jimmy Butler who? Do we need that man? Why, yes, of course we do. But not tonight you didn't, as Miami Heat come away with a beautiful win and the exact revenge on the Utah Jazz, 97-92, a game that was one of the most miserable, excruciating watches I've seen in a long time, at least in that first half in particular. Neither team could make a damn shot. The score was in the 30s with like 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. But then eventually both teams got it going a little bit, and we actually got a really, really exciting finish in a game that the Heat absolutely needed to have, because you can't lose to the Utah Jazz twice in the span of a week. You can't do it. It's physically not possible. Well, no, I guess it is physically possible, but it shouldn't be. And thank God it did not happen. So anyways, let's kind of go through my notes for this game. Then we'll get into the box score a little bit and do a quick little celebration. You know, I feel good. Feel 2 games in a row, and the team's playing really well right now. They got a tough matchup coming up next game versus the Lakers, I think. Actually, we don't even know if they're going to play that game. Oh, no, it's Portland. Woo. I know this is a post-game video on the Utah Jazz, but don't lose. As my guy Brendan Tobin would say, don't lose to the Portland Trailblazers. You don't lose to Joe Cronin's team unless you want to really see me crash out. Y'all think you've seen me crash out before? Wait till you see me if we lose to that bum-ass team. Anyways, the Heat, of course, as I was saying, got off to a pretty slow start today, as did the Utah Jazz. I was a little bit concerned because halfway through the first quarter, when things weren't looking so great, the Jazz put in a lineup of 3 7-footers. You had Lauri Markkanen, Kyle Filipowski, and Walker Kessler. And I said, good God, that squad's about to dominate. And they kind of did play a little bit well, but they didn't necessarily dominate, because at the same time, the Heat put in that boy, Superman, Kelly Ware. And he was pretty dope today. He had a really nice first half stretch. Had like a great block on like a Lauri Markkanen poster dunk. You had Jaime throwing a lob to Khalil Ware, and he was doing his thing, rebounding the ball up high. He still kind of got killed by Walker Kessler at points, but that guy Walker Kessler is good. He just kills everyone. I've just accepted that fact. He really can't do anything outside of offensive rebound, but he's damn good at offensive rebounding. And I remember hearing he low-key might be on the trade block. I'd be interested as a Heat fan. I wasn't particularly interested, a couple months ago, but after seeing him kill my team 2 times in a week, yeah, I'd take a flyer on it. But anyways, Jovic, of course, come back in, and he had another pretty solid game today as well. The one thing that I wanted to note here is he continued using his size, something that Eric Reed actually pointed out today. He's using that to attack. There's one specific play in particular where he had 6'5" Johnny Juzang on his back, took him into the post, and finished inside. And you compare that with Bam Adebayo, who later in the game had Johnny Juzang on his back, and Bam Adebayo didn't even attempt to back him down. Bam has about 40 pounds and 4 inches pause on Johnny Juzang, and he didn't even attempt to back him down. He tried to throw the ball up top to Duncan Robinson, who wasn't ready, and Bam just threw it out of bounds. I want to see some more aggressiveness from Bam Adebayo, because it was ugly. It was certainly an ugly start today. There was one point where you could tell Bam might have got a little frustrated. He got the ball, and he tried to go coast to coast and dunk it, and then it was not pretty because he absolutely traveled on the dunk. They didn't call it. But then he missed the dunk. They fortunately called foul for Bam, and then he split his free throws. So it was just a very ugly sequence for Bam Adebayo, who did turn it around later. But I was very scared to start because, of course, last time Bam played the Jazz, he shot 0 for 6, and he started today's game like 0 for 4. His first basket actually was knocked in by Drew Eubanks. Like, Bam did make a great play. He didn't let his bad offense affect his energy. He was still showing energy. And he tried to go for like a putback, and he like smacked Eubanks, and Eubanks tipped the ball in, and they gave the points to Bam. So that was kind of Bam's first basket, but things weren't looking great for him early on. Really for the Heat in general, they were throwing the ball all over the place, just to throwing the ball to a bunch of ghosts. They were seeing ghosts, as Sam Darnold would say. I guess Jets Sam Darnold, not Vikings Sam Darnold, which somehow is amazing this year. And the Dolphins, they missed in the playoffs. How does that happen? How do the Dolphins miss the playoffs? The Vikings get Sam Darnold, they go 14-2, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I'm in my feels a little bit about the Dolphins with the NFL playoffs starting up tomorrow or Saturday, I think. And it sucks being a Dolphins fan. But we got the Miami Heat. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. There was even a play, though, speaking of bad passes in the Dolphins. The Heat had a 3-on-1 fast break with Hero, Jaime, and Jovic, and they turned it over. Jaime just bobbled it out of bounds. The worst fast break team I've ever seen. And I don't know, maybe they're not that bad. Maybe I'm just spoiled from growing up watching the Big Three Heat, which is certainly the best fast break team I've ever seen. But it's ugly watching this team run in the fast break. So that was just one of many ugly possessions that they had there. But they would finish the second half very strong, though. I think they would put themselves up 5 at halftime. You had another buzzer beater at the end of the quarter, basically. Alec Burks hit a 3 with 0.1 seconds left, which is funny because that's like their 4th end-of-quarter buzzer beater in like 3 games. You had Hayward Highsmith with a couple. I think Duncan had another one versus the Warriors. And now you got Alec Burks. So it is nice to see Alec Burks continue to get some run. And then you got in that third quarter, and this is where things really started to turn around for Bam Adebayo. I think he had a couple of baskets to start right in that mid-range. And then the Heat would actually go up as much as 9. And I'm thinking, okay, put your foot on their throat. This is where things start to turn around. You know, show yourself as the better team. And then the Jazz hit 3 straight threes. Markkanen would hit 2 of those, and then he would actually hit another one later on. So they had like 4 threes in the span of minutes. And because of that, the Heat would actually be down 2 to start the fourth quarter. And then something I saw that I did not like is you had no Tyler or Bam to start the fourth quarter, and Terry Rozier was running the units. That wasn't pretty. You had Khalil Ware. He apparently flagrant fouled Patty Mills, who still scares the hell out of me every time he shoots the ball because he is in the random scrub Heat Killer Hall of Fame. And I know when he played with Miami, he was ass. So if he would have went right back to killing us when he's on the opposition, well, I would have been heated. Now, he hit a couple of baskets, including this one where Ware fouled him from 3. Patty Mills did make the basket, counted and 1, plus the flagrant. I think it was kind of a trash flagrant. It was one of those where, I guess the Zaza Pachulia rule, where Ware apparently landed or went into Patty Mills' landing space and Mills twisted his ankle, but he was okay. They usually never call that a flagrant unless a guy gets seriously hurt. I thought it was a trash call. It wasn't intentional. And even again, as Eric Reed pointed out, we know Patty Mills likes to jump forward a lot when he shoots. What is Ware supposed to do? If you want to call the foul, fine. I just think calling it a flagrant was a little bit ridiculous. But then Hero did finally get going in that fourth quarter also. Hit a couple of deep threes. The second one was from Broward County. Absolutely beautiful. Jaime then gets a steal, and I'm thinking, okay, you're going to go on your real run now to finally put them away. And then Jaime gives the ball to Terry on the break, and Terry goes to the corner. Now there's no ball movement. He's doing isolation on, I think it was Walker Kessler in front of him. And then he shoots a fadeaway 3 in the corner, which he absolutely bricked. Why? I don't know. Now, Terry did hit like 1 3 in the fourth quarter, and there was like a goaltending. So he had 5 fourth quarter buckets or points, I believe, which were kind of huge. But God, his shot selection sucks. But water is wet. Am I right? What are we going to do? We're going to talk about Terry Rozier's bad IQ every video? Probably. But I'm not going to rant on it like I have in the past. But anyways, that would have put the Heat up, or the Heat were still up 3 with 5 minutes to go when Terry missed that triple. And then Bam really took the game into his own hands for a stretch with just 2 minutes to go, had back-to-back baskets. The Heat were now up 4, and a couple of those were tough ones for Bam because one of them was end of shot clock. He kind of caught a grenade, and he put it up real quick in the mid-range, absolutely cashed it. And I think Bam Adebayo is absolutely someone who is better when they don't think, because we know Bam Adebayo gets in his head a lot. The mindset is questionable at times, and he's so much better when he just doesn't have to think. We saw him hit like a pull-up 3 against the Warriors and the shot clock just because he just goes right into his motion. So hopefully one day Bam can kind of get out of his own head. I know it'll take like a couple good games for that to really happen, for him to break out of his slump. Can we call it a slump? Because he's been bad almost this whole season outside of a pocket of games or a couple pockets of games. Now he's been better of late, I understand, But in general, this season, he hasn't been good. So maybe this is the start of him finally starting to turn it around. Maybe. We'll see. Because he did hit some pretty big ones late. So the Heat would go up 4. Then Jaime Jaquez would attack the basket, right? And then this is where I just gave you kind of the preamble of what we started this video off with. So Jaime Jaquez would drive to the basket, get fouled by Walker Kessler, right? Jaime's going to the free throw line. They give him the ball. And then the Jazz coach, Will Hardy, challenges the play. About 60 seconds have passed since the original whistle blew. How the hell are you going to challenge it when Jaime's damn near in his motion to shoot the free throw? So the refs oblige the challenge call. Spoelstra's out there yelling. Tyler Hero's mad. Terry Rozier's mad. Rightfully so. And then they actually go over there. The refs review. They overturn the call. So the Jazz seem to get away with a win there, right? So then they have to call jump ball, though, because there was no imminent possession. Bam actually does win the tip against Walker Kessler, which is huge. So shout out to Bam again. And then that's when Jaime Jaquez gets the ball and told Will Hardy to sit your ass down. You want to call that late-ass challenge? Hey, refs. Hey, what's that ref's name? Jedemitis Preditus? Dumbass name. You going to give him that late-ass challenge? Well, this is what I'm going to do. Top of the key. Bang. Dagger. Almost a dagger, because that would put the Heat up 5, I think. And then Tyler would hit a couple free throws to put the Heat up 7. But then after that, the Heat looked like they were about to have an all-time collapse, which is really their MO at this point, because they gave up a fast break dunk to Markkanen in like 4 seconds. And then when Jovic is trying to inbound, Jovic just throws the ball out of bounds to absolutely nobody. And then when the Jazz go to inbound on the ensuing possession, Terry Rozier fouls Colin Sexton immediately, unintentionally. Now, I don't necessarily blame him for that, because if you watch the replay, Sexton kind of slipped and fell into Rozier. It was kind of a trash call. But still, a little bit too much aggressiveness there from Terry when you really just need them to waste time. So Colin Sexton would hit both free throws, and the Jazz essentially scored 4 points in like 4 seconds. But then, fortunately, that's when the Heat were able to inbound the ball. Terry Rozier, or not Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez got the ball, hit both free throws to kind of redeem himself for a couple of the misses earlier and in the last couple of games, and that really seals the deal. And the Heat come away with a win. And Eric Reed's there at the end doing the thing that y'all might remember from last year. I absolutely hate. He's like, this is a critical win for the Heat because the Pistons lost and the Magic lost and the Hawks lost. And I'm like, Eric Reed, I'm sorry, I love you, but I don't give a damn. Your team has too many problems right now to worry about other teams. You have to worry about your team. You just started playing better basketball of late. Focus on continuing to build that and don't worry about what other teams are doing. Now, I understand Eric Reed's just doing his job, so I'm kind of poking fun, but it's just a little bit ridiculous to hear, especially this early in the season when you're still in like the first week of January, like a second week of January. Like, there's plenty of time to worry about playoff seeding and wins and losses. For now, just focus on yourself. But anyways, let's get into the box score a little bit here, so we can kind of talk about each player slightly individually. So to start us off, Haywood Highsmith today, 5 points. I'm never going to really emphasize on Highsmith too much unless he, makes a lot of plays, because he's pretty much one of the most consistent players they have. The box score won't always be consistent, but he's always providing you solid defense. So that was the case again today. And he had a tough matchup today because he was being guarded by Markkanen, or he was guarding Markkanen a lot of the game. And there was even one play where he bodied up Markkanen really well, forced Markkanen to kind of contort his body on a drive. That allowed Bam to get a beautiful block on Markkanen with the left hand. So he played well. He played well being physical and strong. Now, he did the best he could because he's only 6'5", and I don't blame him for being 6'5". I blame Spo for putting him out there at the starting 4, but I digress. Haywood was fine tonight. And Jaime Jaquez Jr., god damn, bro. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Are those not Jimmy Butler numbers? Are those, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists on 11 shots? Those are Jimmy Butler numbers. I'm sorry. He's been awesome, bro. I'm so happy to see him get usage and his confidence back. Really makes his team a completely different team because he is such a skilled scorer. He's still doing the things out there with the footwork. So when you provide that to this team that has struggled scoring, basically all season it was Tyler Hero or nobody. You give him a guy now like Jaime Jaquez, a guy now like Nikola Jovic. Oh man, this offense has been a lot more fun to watch of late. So shout out to Jaime Jaquez once again. Bam today, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. 6 of 13 from the field, and did hit a 3 today. So again, the numbers won't jump out at you, but what I liked from Bam is it was late in the game. All I wanted from Bam, you're the big time guy. Your team can't score late. Go get a couple of buckets late in the game. And he did that today. So I got to give Bam the Bauer credit. I really, really do. So that was it was good to see from him. Tyler Hero today, kind of the same thing. When he got in some scoring droughts, he hit some big ones today and had a nice stat sheet as well. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Only shot 41%, which isn't great. But again, he hit some big shots late. And then Terry Rozier today, 4 of 13, 9 points. 9 points on 13 shots. Why does he play? Why? I don't know. I'm not gonna keep getting front. I'm not gonna work myself up over it. I'm really not. I hope we don't got to worry about this for more than another month, because the trade deadline's now in less than a month, technically February 6th. I hope that's the last time I see him on my roster. Anyways, Nikola Jovic today shot 4 of 13. Okay, did not shoot great, but 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He has been stuffing the stat sheet outside of scoring for the last few weeks now. Oh, and I love to see it. It makes me so happy. Because, you know, the shot will usually fall. Today it didn't fall at as high a clip as it has been. But the fact that he's doing so many other things out there, oh, it's so beautiful to see. He's really looking like he's going to be a great player in this league for a long time. It's just when you're seeing now that it's kind of what I said about Pelle Larsson, except to a higher degree with Jovic because we've seen him more. But you're seeing him do so many things so good right now at 21 years old that imagine when he's 27, bro. Oh, he's going to be such a great player. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I've been talking for way too long about Heat Jazz, and it's also midnight because this was a 9 p.m. start. Khalil Ware today, 20 minutes, 8.7 boards. We talked about his minutes. They were very effective. Duncan didn't really get it going tonight, 0 for 5. And then Bergston should shoot too efficient either. He was 6.7 rebounds, so did get on the board a little bit. But yeah, it was a fun game. It was a fun win. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. But before we get out of here, y'all might notice, you know, back this weekend again, I'm back here in the childhood home, back over here in Broward County, which means that I got a fresh cut from my boy Frank over at Cut Sesh, who cuts out of the Players Lounge in Davie. Make sure y'all go check out my boy if you want the freshest cut out there, especially if you in the Broward area. Go hit up my boy. I got his socials right here somewhere, and all his stuff is linked down below. Go hit up my boy. Because y'all know I don't really got that good facial hair. It's a little bit patchy. The mustache is a little bit iffy. But he gets me right. He actually makes it look pretty clean for a little bit. So he's a miracle worker. So go hit up my boy Frank. Again, Frank, a.k.a. Cut Sesh, cuts out of the Players Lounge in Davie. That's all I got to say, though. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm on the grind to hit 7K subs. Drop all y'all thoughts down below. And I'll see y'all with some videos coming up eventually. I'm still working on that big project I was telling y'all. It's like 80% done. So make sure y'all subscribe so you don't miss it. Hopefully it's out within the next couple days. Maybe Saturday. I'll see. I don't know. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.